What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Stay-at-home mom who complained that her husband needs to do better, even though he works really hard, gets a dose of reality when another man stitches her video. No more wasting time. Let's check it out.
We would still probably be planning it, especially if it was Father's Day. And I just feel
I want to look at this from the husband's perspective for a minute, because that's who she's complaining about in her video and his supposed lack of effort to celebrate her on Mother's Day. Per the location tag in her video, she lives in Lehi, Utah, which is a fairly affluent neighborhood south of Salt Lake City. Now imagine, as a husband, you work very hard, you work long hours, you go on work trips like she indicated her husband does in her video, and you make other sacrifices in order to provide her the luxury of being a stay-at-home wife and mother. Now imagine, after many years of working hard to provide your family with that kind of life, that you learned that your wife has posted a video prior to Mother's Day preemptively complaining about you and your anticipated lack of effort to celebrate her on that day, and the video is seen by almost 1 million people. What's the takeaway for you as a husband? Are you to understand that because you didn't plan the type of celebration she felt entitled to, that negates all of the effort you've put in up until now to provide her with the comfortable life that she lives? Or are you to understand that she's an ungrateful, unappreciative woman who will never be satisfied no matter how much effort you put in, and that there are a lot of other women who would love to take her place and are probably more deserving of your time and energy? Now, I'm not an advocate for divorce, especially if there are kids involved, but if statistics tell us anything, she will be the one to divorce him.
Right.
So behavior like this needs to be put in check, and women like this need to be held accountable for such behavior. Because if you're the type of woman who will publicly shame your husband for only doing 99 things out of 100, then you're the problem.
Right. I agree with that. Out of all the things you as a man will do right in a lot of these marriages where a woman does not understand the reality of the situation, they will destroy the whole marriage just based on a few minute details of the marriage. They want a perfect situation, but a perfect situation does not exist, right? Which is the problem with marrying a modern woman. Be careful out here for you men who are dating and two men who still value marriage. Check out a few of these comments, see what the people had to say. First comment here says, poor guy is going to get wrecked in divorce. I'd cut the money off and make her get a job, this commenter says. Here's another comment from another person who says, why is it so hard to not make enemies for your spouse on the internet? Also, some people are just allergic to communication, I guess. I can only imagine the amount of marriages and relationships that have been ruined by social media, by this exact same thing, like going online and talking about your husband, your friends. Because if you go on TikTok, for example, it will show your content to people in your contact list. It's a powerful algorithm. People have used it to find people who, like, they met one time and they know how they look like or their first and last name. And, you know, the algorithm will do its thing. And all I'm basically saying is there are people, professional friends, workmates, business partners, people he does not want to see, people who he does not want to know about his private life, who will watch that video. And these type of videos create more harm than good. And now here you are on the Coffee Pod.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Drink the coffee. Here's another comment that says, entitlement. The sad part is the man is going to lose whether he stays after that or leaves. Hopefully he has a good prenup signed or took some precautions to protect himself here. Another comment here says, facts, ungrateful is an understatement. Another comment here says, we can't win, we cannot win. Another comment here says, I agree, she should talk to her husband, but sometimes we just need to feel seen when our husbands aren't listening to our needs, but we are fulfilling theirs. Yeah, go see seen in a private location somewhere and not on the fastest growing social media platform in the entire universe. Another comment here says, LOL, have you ever stayed at home taking care of 1-year-old twins? This woman is challenging this man's perspective. She goes on to say, I would rather go on work trip. It is so much less work. Now, I'm not going to downplay the type of effort that goes into raising children. It is hard work from what I've seen, but so is being able to bring enough income into the household that you're able to support a whole family. Women try to act like that's nothing. But if it's nothing, then you do it. Being a high earning man, being a man, period, who's taking up the majority of the bills, even if it's not all the bills, is a challenge, let alone this type of situation where the guy's, being able to take care of a stay-at-home mom. It's a challenge. It's not a cakewalk. You have to work. You have to work very hard, long hours, long nights. And you don't get to go online and on TikTok to complain about your situation. Now, with that being said, that's why men, you need other men in your circle who you can talk to, who you can vent to. You need maybe consider like a therapist or something like that. But men go through a lot of this stuff and you are looked at as weak for crying about it, right? You don't get to make a video like this chick did, crying about how people need to do better on Father's Day.
And it's so frustrating to me, like, I know that men, I'm not saying they're bad or like not trying, but like, it just upsets me that it's this way.
You don't get to do that. You just get to suck it up as a man. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't seek healthy outlets and connections. I always encourage men to make sure you have relationships outside of social media, or even your own woman, your friends, those old friends, rekindle those friendships, etc. Right? It's important to have those outlets as a man. But what do you guys think here? What do we have? Ungrateful wife here, or does she have a valid point? As always, I'm curious. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.